Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video. LeBron James shares his personal definition of success, and it's bigger than basketball. There's no denying it. LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever seen. Whether you consider him the greatest or one of the all-time elite, his legacy on the court is unmatched. But for LeBron, the true measure of success goes far beyond championships, MVPs, or record-breaking moments. Off the court, LeBron has built a life that reflects just as much dedication, passion, and purpose as anything he's done in the game. At the center of it all, his family. Married to his high school sweetheart, Savannah James, since 2013, LeBron is a proud father of three: Bronny, his eldest son and now teammate on the Los Angeles Lakers; Bryce, a rising talent who's gearing up for his freshman season at the University of Arizona; and Yuri, his 10-year-old daughter, who already lights up any room she walks into. And while his trophy case is full and his resume could fill an entire museum, LeBron recently opened up about what success truly means to him, and it's not what most people might expect. "My definition of success is how my kids succeed in life," LeBron shared in a heartfelt interview with Hypebeast. "I think the journey to success and fulfillment is different for everyone. I just hope that through the years I've had doing what I love, my kids have learned to be kind, to work hard, to stay determined, to handle adversity, and most importantly, to be themselves. People will always try to tell you who you should be, what you should become. But at the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can be is you. And I hope my kids understand that's what really matters in life." More than a legend, a father first. LeBron's words have struck a chord with parents, fans, and athletes alike. In a world where success is so often measured by status or wealth, his reminder that personal growth, integrity, and raising the next generation well are equally, if not more, important is powerful. And it's not just talk. LeBron has shown time and time again how deeply he supports his children, not only courtside at Bronny's games, but also in the everyday moments that rarely make the headlines. From celebrating Bryce's milestones to sharing adorable family moments with Yuri, LeBron has always been intentional about being present, despite the pressures of global fame. In doing so, he's becoming something rare, a sports icon who's building a legacy just as meaningful off the court as on it. A legacy beyond basketball. Very few athletes manage to impact the world on and off the hardwood the way LeBron has. His leadership, philanthropy, like the I Promise School, and unwavering support for his family continue to set a standard that transcends sports. And in many ways, that's what makes LeBron's story so compelling. Not just the records, but the values. It's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you lift up while you're doing it. As he continues to shape history with the Lakers, now alongside his own son, it's clear that LeBron's focus has never been solely on himself. It's about building a future, one where those he loves most can stand tall, succeed in their own right, and stay grounded in who they truly are. Supporting his teammates, too. Even during a busy off-season, LeBron still finds time to support those around him. Most recently, he showed love for fellow Lakers star Luka, who's currently representing Slovenia in the 2025 FIBA Eurobasket. LeBron took to social media to cheer Donny on as he leads his national team in pursuit of a medal. Just another example of his leadership and camaraderie, both on and off the court. LeBron's words spark conversation about what really matters. LeBron's powerful reflection on fatherhood and success quickly made waves, not just among basketball fans, but across broader communities as well. His quote began trending on social media, with parents, educators, and fellow athletes sharing how deeply it resonated. This hit different. One user posted on X, "As a father, hearing LeBron say that success is about raising kids with kindness, strength, and authenticity, that's real. That's legacy." NBA players and personalities also chimed in. Former teammate Dwayne Wade reposted the quote with a heart emoji and the words, "This is what it's all about." Sports outlets like Bleacher Report and ESPN ran stories highlighting LeBron's message, showing just how far beyond basketball his influence now reaches. In a culture often obsessed with numbers, stats, and accolades, LeBron's reminder about character and personal growth felt refreshing and necessary. Bronny and Bryce, the legacy in motion. And we're already seeing the impact LeBron's values have had on his kids. Bronny James, now suiting up alongside his father for the Los Angeles Lakers, has carried himself with poise and humility amid intense public scrutiny. Drafted in the second round after challenging college journey and a health scare that could have ended his basketball career, Bronny's resilience mirrors the very traits his father says matter most: grit, grace, and staying true to yourself. Meanwhile, Bryce James is rising fast. At just 17, he's entering his freshman season at the University of Arizona as one of the most intriguing prospects in the country. Known for his smooth jumper and calm demeanor, Bryce has drawn attention not just for his skill, but for how he carries himself: humble, focused, and team-first. Both sons are following in their father's footsteps, but more importantly, they're finding their own paths. And that, according to LeBron, is the ultimate win. If they can be better than me, as players, but more importantly, as people, then I did my job, LeBron once said in an earlier interview. A role model in a league of his own. While LeBron continues to add chapters to his legendary career, what sets him apart more than ever is how he's used his platform to speak on things that extend far beyond basketball. He's not just setting the bar for athletic greatness, he's helping redefine what modern leadership looks like: present, purposeful, and deeply rooted in values that matter. From his I Promise School to mentorship initiatives and community outreach, LeBron has consistently proven that success isn't just about what you build for yourself, it's about what you build for others. What you do on the court is temporary, but the impact you make off of it, that lasts forever, said one Lakers staffer who's worked closely with the James family. Looking ahead, more than just a final season? As LeBron enters what could be one of the final seasons of his career, playing alongside Bronny in a historic father-son duo, many are wondering, what's next? Will he transition to a front office role? Continue building his business empire? Focus more on community and education work? Whatever direction he chooses, one thing is clear: LeBron James will always measure success differently. Not by rings. Not by records. But by the kind of man, husband, and father he's been, and the people his children become because of it. And in that regard, he may already be the greatest of all time. Eurobasket 2025 quarterfinal heartbreak. Luka Doncic shines, but Slovenia falls to Germany. Luka Doncic gave everything he had. But in the end, even one of the best performances of the tournament wasn't quite enough. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar and the heart and soul of the Slovenian national team led a fierce and fearless battle against tournament favorites Germany in the FIBA Eurobasket 2025 quarterfinals. For most of the night, Slovenia held the lead, flirting with what could have been another signature upset in their Eurobasket history. But as the final buzzer sounded, Slovenia's dream came up just short. Despite Doncic's incredible 39-point, 10-rebound, 7-assist performance, Slovenia fell 99-91, as Germany surged late to steal the win and move on to the semifinals. Luka gave it everything, even while in foul trouble. It wasn't just the stat sheet that showed Luka's brilliance, it was his will. From the opening tip, Doncic controlled the pace, hit difficult shots, and found open teammates, constantly keeping Germany's defense on edge. But foul trouble became the shadow looming over his night. Luka picked up his third foul late in the first half and his fourth early in the third quarter, forcing him to play most of the second half on a razor's edge, knowing that just one more whistle would end his night. Still, he refused to back down. You could see it in his eyes. He was going to fight to the very last second, said one Eurobasket commentator. Even in foul trouble, he carried Slovenia. Despite the pressure, Slovenia entered the fourth quarter with a narrow 4-point lead, thanks to a buzzer-beating shot by Germany's Tristan da Silva that kept things tight. But in the final stretch, Slovenia's offense ran out of steam, managing only 17 points in the quarter. Germany, calm and collected, capitalized. Germany's balanced attack seals the win. While Doncic delivered a near-heroic performance, Germany's depth proved decisive. Franz Wagner, Orlando Magic, led the charge with 23 points and 7 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder, the former Lakers guard and current Sacramento King, added 20 points and 7 assists. And Daniel Theis, another familiar NBA name, chipped in 15 points and 9 rebounds off the bench. Germany's execution in the fourth quarter, and their ability to stay out of foul trouble, was ultimately what gave them the edge. On the Slovenian side, Klemen Prepelic contributed 13 points, and Gregor Rovit added 11 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. But the supporting cast simply couldn't keep pace in the closing minutes. A remarkable run for Slovenia,
despite the ending. Though the loss stings, it's impossible not to admire what Luka and Slovenia accomplished in this tournament. They entered Eurobasket 2025 under a cloud of doubt, winning just one of their pre-tournament friendlies and starting group play with back-to-back losses against Poland and France. But they bounced back with 3 straight wins to advance, then shocked Italy in the round of 16 behind another stellar performance from Doncic, who currently leads the entire tournament in both points per game and steals. In a competition where most wrote them off early, Slovenia nearly made the Final Four. And it's a testament to Luka's leadership, resilience, and unmatched ability to elevate everyone around him. He put the entire country on his back, said a Slovenian reporter post-game. And we believed again. What's next for Luka and Slovenia? With the tournament now over for Slovenia, Luka Doncic's focus will shift back to the Los Angeles Lakers, who begin preseason action in just a few weeks. As for Slovenia, they'll take the lessons and the pride from this run into future international competitions, knowing that with Luka leading the way, they'll always have a fighting chance. Meanwhile, Germany now moves on to face Finland, led by Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen, in the Eurobasket semi-finals. The winner will take on either Greece or Turkey in Sunday's championship game. Luka's legacy continues to grow, not just as one of the NBA's brightest stars, but as a national icon who gives everything for his country. And while Slovenia's run ends here, the world was once again reminded, when Luka Doncic steps on the court, anything is possible. Global reactions pour in, respect for Luka's effort, concern for the Lakers. Luka Doncic's emotional exit from Eurobasket 2025 didn't just trend in Europe, it went global. Fans, analysts, and NBA insiders took to social media immediately after Slovenia's elimination, many expressing awe at Doncic's individual brilliance, while others voiced concern over how much he had to carry. Luka just dropped October 739 against the best team in the tournament, while in foul trouble most of the game, ESPN's Brian Windhorst posted on X. If that's not superstar heart, I don't know what is. Even rival players and coaches chimed in, calling Luka's effort inspirational and one of the best international performances of the decade. European sports media widely described him as a warrior, praising how he refused to quit, even when it was clear his team was overmatched in depth. But alongside the admiration came worry from Lakers fans, and understandably so. Doncic played heavy minutes throughout the tournament and frequently looked physically and emotionally drained, especially in the knockout rounds. Considering the Lakers' hopes this season rely heavily on Luka's health and stamina, some are now questioning whether the emotional toll of Eurobasket might impact his preseason readiness or even affect the early part of the NBA season. Could this be a turning point for Slovenia's program? Despite the loss, Slovenia's Eurobasket 2025 campaign may prove to be a long-term win for the country's basketball future. The team showed grit and growth. Young role players like Ziga Samar, Gregor Glass, and Luka Skuka earned valuable minutes and proved they could contribute at a high level. Veteran leadership from players like Prepelic and Kankar helped steady the ship after early turbulence in the group stage. There's now growing hope within Slovenia's basketball federation that this generation, led by Luka, can make a deeper run in upcoming tournaments, including the FIBA Olympic qualifiers and potentially the 2027 FIBA World Cup. Slovenia showed that even without a deep roster, when you have heart and Luka Doncic, you're never out of a fight, said former FIBA player and current analyst Bino Udry. Meanwhile, Germany eyes back-to-back glory. With the win, Germany moves one step closer to defending their Eurobasket title from 2022. The team's core, Wagner, Schroeder, Theis, and De Silva, continues to perform like a well-oiled machine, combining NBA-level talent with international chemistry. They'll now face a red-hot Finland squad, led by Lauri Markkanen, in what promises to be a physical, fast-paced semi-final matchup. Germany's performance also strengthens their position heading into the 2026 Olympic cycle, positioning them as one of the strongest teams in global basketball, right alongside the US, Canada, and France. Luka's focus turns back to the Lakers, and a new chapter. As for Luka, his focus now shifts back to Los Angeles, where he'll rejoin the Lakers training camp in the coming weeks. All eyes will be on how he bounces back, not just physically, but emotionally, from a summer where he left it all on the floor for his country. This upcoming NBA season is shaping up to be a historic one. With LeBron James expected to enter what may be his final season, and Luka now positioned as the face of the franchise's future, the torch is beginning to pass. And while Slovenia may not have lifted the Eurobasket trophy this year, Luka Doncic left no doubt. He's not just a generational talent, he's a generational leader. How to vote for Lakers star Luka Doncic as the best defensive player of FIBA Eurobasket 2025. The FIBA Eurobasket 2025 is bringing something new this year, a fan-voted Defensive Player of the Tournament award, and there's no doubt who deserves your vote: Luka Doncic. Yes, the same Luka who dazzles with flashy passes and clutch shots is also putting in elite work on the defensive end, and fans now have the power to recognize it. Shield Luka's all-around impact for Slovenia. Representing Slovenia on the international stage, Doncic hasn't just been a scoring machine, he's been the heart and soul of both the offense and the defense. Leading Slovenia to a hard-fought round of 16 win over Italy, Luka has made it clear, he's not here just to entertain, he's here to compete. Basketball leads Eurobasket in steals, 3.2 per game. Chart increasing leads all players in points, 34.0 per game. Locked leads Slovenia in rebounds, 8.3 per game. Crossmark tied for team lead in blocks, 0.7 per game. These aren't just good numbers, they're historic. Luka is dominating both ends of the court, playing through foul trouble, and defending the opposing team's best players, night after night. Even though Slovenia came into the tournament as an underdog and finished 3-2 in group play, Luka's leadership and defensive intensity have been the driving force behind their surprise run. Fire the competition, Markkanen and Schroeder. Luka's not the only NBA star up for the award though. Lauri Markkanen, Utah Jazz, has had a strong campaign for Finland, leading his team in both scoring, 26.0 ppg, and steals, 3.0 spg. His standout moment? Helping Finland eliminate Nikola Jokic and Serbia in a thrilling upset. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, Sacramento Kings, who continues to play the role of defensive anchor for Germany. Though his individual stats don't jump off the page, his relentless energy and leadership have helped Germany advance deep into the tournament. Still, when you look at the complete picture, defensive stats, clutch plays, versatility, and leadership, Luka Doncic stands above the rest. Ballot box with ballot, how to vote for Luka. Want to help Luka Doncic take home the first ever Defensive Player of the Tournament award? White heavy checkmark head to FIBA.basketball. Or check FIBA's official social media pages. White heavy checkmark look for the Defensive Player fan vote section. White heavy checkmark select Luka Doncic and submit your vote. White heavy checkmark share with friends and repost using hashtag Eurobasket 2025 and hashtag VoteLuka. Let's show the world that Luka isn't just a highlight machine. He's a two-way superstar who deserves recognition on both ends of the floor. Speech balloon Jimmy Butler reacts to Luka's historic trade to Lakers. Speaking of Luka, his move to the Los Angeles Lakers has continued to shake the NBA landscape. After the Lakers pulled off what many are calling the biggest trade in NBA history, acquiring Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks, reactions have poured in from across the league. Golden State Warriors star Jimmy Butler summed it up perfectly. It still feels unreal. You don't trade a guy like Luka in his prime, unless you're completely rebuilding or completely crazy. Butler, known for his competitive fire and playoff intensity, admitted he thought the initial reports were fake. When I saw the alert, I thought it was a meme, he laughed. But it's real, and the league just got even more interesting. With LeBron James entering what could be the final season of his career, and Doncic now wearing purple and gold, the Lakers may be entering a new dynasty era, one led by Luka's brilliance on both ends of the court. Checkered flag final thought. Luka Doncic is redefining what it means to be a modern NBA superstar, scoring, creating, and now defending at the highest level. So don't miss your chance to make history. Vote Luka for Defensive Player of Eurobasket 2025 and give the recognition he's earned, not just as a scorer, but as a complete player. LeBron James shuts down idea of coaching after retirement. Focus remains on one more championship run. At 40 years old, LeBron James is still defying expectations. As the oldest active player in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers superstar continues to perform at an elite level, not just because of his raw talent, but thanks to a lifelong commitment to keeping both his body and mind sharp. His basketball IQ remains unmatched, and his dedication to preparation is legendary. Heading into the 2025-26 season, LeBron is once again expected to play a crucial role in the Lakers' pursuit of a championship. While Luka Doncic may now be the team's marquee name, make no mistake, LeBron is far from being a second option on any playoff roster. Just last season, he earned All-NBA second-team honors, proving he's still one of the most impactful players in the league. With training camp still a few weeks away, LeBron is using the off-season to connect with fans across the globe. He's currently on the Forever King Tour with Nike, a celebration of his iconic career and lasting influence on the game. One of the stops was in China, where LeBron continues to be embraced as a global icon and beloved ambassador of the sport. While in China, James was asked a familiar question: would he ever consider becoming a coach once his playing days are over? His answer, delivered with a laugh, was crystal clear and final. Via CGTN Sports Scene, LeBron responded, "No. No, 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 no. No coaching for me. I've been inspired by the game. I love the game. But coaching? That's not in my future." It's a fair question. After all, few players in NBA history have demonstrated such a deep understanding of the game. Countless stories have surfaced over the years about LeBron calling out opponents' plays before they even happen, organizing defensive schemes on the fly, and essentially acting as an on-court coach. From a pure X's and O's standpoint, he'd likely be brilliant on the sidelines. But greatness as a player doesn't always translate to coaching. Many former stars have struggled to connect with players from a different era or manage the egos and dynamics of a full roster. While LeBron is widely respected as a leader and locker room presence, even he acknowledges that the coaching lifestyle just isn't for him. For now, he has bigger things to focus on. The Lakers are desperate to make one more title run with LeBron in the fold, and they know the clock is ticking. The Western Conference is stacked, and competition is fierce. But as long as LeBron is on the floor, LA has a fighting chance. Luka Doncic's off-season transformation might be inspired by LeBron. One of the reasons LeBron has remained dominant into his 40s is his obsessive focus on physical health and performance. His investments in recovery, training, and nutrition have set the gold standard for athletes across all sports. Now, it seems his influence is rubbing off on his teammate. Luka Doncic, the Lakers' newest superstar, reportedly underwent a dramatic body transformation this offseason, showing up in the best shape of his career. While Doncic has always been known for his skill and creativity, critics have pointed to his conditioning as a potential weak point. But that seems to be changing. And some are crediting LeBron's example as a driving force behind Luka's renewed focus. If Luka can match his natural talent with LeBron-like discipline off the court, the ceiling for this Lakers team gets even higher. With a focused, physically ready Doncic and a still dominant LeBron James leading the way, the Lakers may have just enough firepower to make another deep playoff run. A championship blueprint built on legacy and influence. As the Lakers gear up for the 2025-26 season, the storyline surrounding LeBron James and Luka Doncic isn't just about stats or star power, it's about legacy, mentorship, and the evolution of greatness. LeBron's influence on Luka goes beyond the box score. It's visible in Luka's increased leadership, improved conditioning, and sharper focus, both physically and mentally. Insiders from the Lakers organization have noted how Luka has taken a more vocal role during off-season workouts, helping guide younger players and setting the tone in the gym, traits long associated with LeBron. The two superstars have reportedly built strong chemistry, with LeBron embracing his role as a mentor while still competing at the highest level. Around the league, this pairing is drawing attention. Analysts are calling it one of the most dynamic duos the NBA has seen in years, not just because of their talent, but because of the synergy between two very different eras of basketball. Luka, once a fan of LeBron, now shares the floor with his idol in what could be a storybook chapter for both players. Media buzz and fan reactions. The ripple effects of LeBron's comments about coaching, or rather, his rejection of the idea, have been felt across sports media. Headlines quickly picked up on the lighthearted yet definitive tone of his answer, with many analysts debating what LeBron's post-retirement path might actually look like. Some speculate he may take on a front office role, perhaps even with the Lakers. Others believe he's destined for media, film, or a more global ambassador role for the game, especially given the continued success of his uninterrupted brand and Spring Hill company. But one thing is certain, LeBron is thinking bigger than just a whistle and clipboard. On social media, fans have expressed mixed emotions. While many understand LeBron's decision to avoid the grind of coaching, some can't help but imagine what he could do on the sidelines, mentoring the next generation of players and building championship systems from the bench. Still, the overwhelming sentiment is respect, for a player who has given so much to the game and continues to inspire, both on and off the court. Looking ahead, one last ride? With so many unknowns about the future, including LeBron's contract status after the season, there's a growing sense that this year might be the last dance for one of the greatest players to ever step on the hardwood. For LeBron, Every game, every possession, now carries even more weight. Not just because of what's at stake, but because of what it all represents: legacy, transition, and a shot at one final ring. And if Luka Doncic truly has been influenced by LeBron, not just in style, but in substance, then the Lakers may be more dangerous than anyone anticipated. A physically prime Luka, guided by the wisdom and leadership of LeBron, could be the perfect storm for a deep playoff run. The journey ahead will be filled with challenges, but the message from LeBron is clear: he's still all in. Not as a coach. Not from the sidelines. But as a player, a mentor, a legend, and possibly a champion one more time.